I'm not sure if you guys know how to pull a motor on a 97 Blazer, but I guess I'll make a series on it. So I'm gonna go over what you need to like kind of take off on this, because there isn't really a lot of videos on how to like pull a 4.3 out of a Blazer. But today just might be showing you some of the wiring harness on the engine, which you got to pull off. So let me flip the camera and I'll show you what you need to pull off on the 97 Blazer 4.3 four-wheel drive. Also, before you do any work on your car, disconnect your battery, because the last thing you want to be doing is having electrical issues and you're blowing out fuses. Or in worst case scenario, you're going to end up replacing your computer. So I just thought I'd add that and let you know, disconnect your battery. It really does help if you take out your airbox that sits right here. Airbox pops on there, it hooks on here. Got to kind of finesse it out, I guess you could say. And then you got your wiring harness. I kind of already disconnected it, but it runs through here. Underneath here goes your AC pump. Get all your visible connectors like this taken out. And then you got EGR. I think it's your coolant temp sensor right there, or it might be on the side of the block. That's probably over there. Already got the battery disconnected. This is a new ECU, so I don't know if I'm going to use this for the 350 that I'm going to be putting in this, but most of this stuff is going to go. So I'm going to do like a little time lapse of, like, I guess you could say, me trying to just get the rest of these wires off. Right now I'm just struggling to get this off. There is a video on how to take this off, but I've already done it. But it's just, normally you take a screwdriver, pop it in here, flip this up. Same thing on the other side. It does help if you pull on this, but this one's being a little stubborn because when I did the swap originally, I just forced it in there because I wanted to drive it, which I also do not recommend. There is a few little wires on the back of the block. I'm gonna try to take things off easiest way I can for you guys, because pulling these 4.3s on the S10s and the S10 Blazers isn't really always fun. So let's get this off. Alright, so guys, I was able to get this off with a rusty knife and a lot of aggravation, I guess you could say. So now I'm going to show you what else you got to disconnect on the harness. It does help to get the starter out, and you're probably going to have to take it out to get to the torque converter bolts if your motor is not seized, without pretty much doing that without pulling the transmission, because in my opinion that's the easiest way. You're able to paint the engine bay, but if you want to go underneath, like a more in-depth kind of restoration, what I'm doing, I will be yanking the transmission, but I'll show you all the bolts and stuff you got to take off if you're just pulling the motor and you're leaving the transmission in the car. Because if you take it out with the transmission, your Y pipe is going to end up getting in your way. Transfer case ends up sitting on that. It makes it really hard. You're going to run into clearance issues. Let me just change views and I'll show you from underneath the car. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, that Y pipe. You can kind of see on camera the two cut marks. Just taking the motor out, you're going to have to do the exhaust manifold bolts. But I'm honestly just going to be cutting all that out. Might keep it for the 350, but I might be doing headers, so I don't know if that's going to interfere with that. I don't really know how to weld, so my welds are, when we do have to weld, they're going to be complete garbage, but hopefully they're not that bad. So I'm going to try to get a few more things disconnected. I'll bring you over here on the alternator and show you how to disconnect that. Let me switch views real quick for you. So basically what you got to do is, for alternator on the 4.3, I think it's the same as the 5.3. That is a 10 millimeter or a 13. That little brown connector you gotta pop off. And then to actually get the alternator off, you do have to take off the belt for the alternator. One bolt here, you got one down here that is tied in between the belt. You do have a bracket right here. Then I also forgot to mention, I don't know if you guys can see, it's way down there. You got your crankshaft sensor down here you gotta unplug. And then you got your starter wire down there that's going to be connected into your harness. Also, on all my cars that really run the stock filter, there's nothing too special about it. It's not a high horsepower application, so therefore I'm not running any special oil like Royal Purple, AMSOIL, any of that. But on the new motor, I will be going high performance oil, the whole 9 yards on that thing. Then you got your computer connections. I would just disconnect this. Mine are already broken off. I would like to find the body control module, but in this I'm not sure if it has one, because I would be able to like open and shut the car windows when it sit on occasion. So I think I might just leave that connected so we can roll up and down the windows. I honestly want to make the 350 work with my gauges that I did end up getting not really brand new, but has the exact mileage on it. So, which is 174,577 miles. That cluster is 23 years old, and it looks in pristine condition. I am going to be swapping out and putting a stock radio back in it, and we are going to keep the 4L60 paired up to the new small block 350, try to make it work together. If not, we'll just throw an NV 3500 or a manual in it. I'm going to be ditching the trailer hitch, possibly the roof rack. Might do a roll pan recessed bumper. Getting rid of like all the trim, try to straighten this out and sell it, because these tend to trap moisture. Plus they look a lot cleaner with like none of this trim. Plus you can't even buy this, that's the sad part. Definitely gonna do new LT badges. These fenders, this one kind of looks good, but on the other side I don't really feel like I'm gonna want to save this, because I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you can kind of see the big dent right here, and you could straighten that out. But I did cut into the fender when I was originally doing a battery tray. Like, it's not really that bad. Most people would run it, but I do have some rot spots on here. It does need new all body seals down the side, and as you can see, the roof is clear coat starting to peel back. But we're going to be putting a small block 350 in it. I'm not going LS. I know some of you guys in the comments might say go LS. I am not. I'm going full old school carburetor, possibly a 4-barrel with a manual transmission. I've had my fair share with electrical. I'm done with it. 100% old school with a L-block, or maybe, I know some of you guys may shame me for it, but I might put a Holly on it, because from what I hear, Hollies aren't that hard to tune. From what I've heard, L-block is kind of a pain to get everything going right. Sorry guys, but for some reason the outro got messed up, but I don't know when the next video is going to come out, but it will be soon. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay tuned, turn on them post notifications, and I'll see you guys. Peace.